Okay, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, guys, it took me a second there. It was giving me kind of a message of something there. So, anyway, just doing an en route read, just finishing up work, doing the thing. Anyway, life gets busy, so I'm trying to squeeze this in where I can. Anyway, just wanted to kind of get right into something a little bit different, just because I don't tend to do anything that's around health related stuff. So, I thought I'd kind of explore in that area here as well. So it's kind of new for me, but we'll just kind of feel it out and see how it goes. So, first off, Gemini, I just want to say this reading really looks like you are trying to kind of write something or change things, get back to basics, something along that line. I will say when we start out with the chariot, I want to just let you know that this portion of the reading for the chariot and the next couple of few cards here that I pulled is more along the lines of health. So again, this is for whoever this resonates for. In this next little bit. Again, you're all making decisions on different dates, so it doesn't necessarily mean, sorry, just trying to do something here real quick. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is your story, but from what I see here, as far, and I will do the health portion, and then I will also do a little bit on the money section, and then I'll do something here that's just a little more general in around some of the relationships aspects. But anyway, might even ask another question. But regardless, here we go. Okay, Chariot starts off with, and I'm not going to read the other meaning as far as, direction and vehicle and all of that stuff. All I'm going to start off with is just the health aspect. So, what comes to mind here with the chariot, and again, I am sort of drawing on some different things here, is the chariot does have a suggestion that there is kind of a long recovery to something. So, there's a longer road ahead to recover from something. So, this doesn't necessarily have to be a physical health situation like a long term illness, although it could be, but it does also represent something in around the area of recovering mentally, physically, anything along that line. So, it does appear that you're going through something that has a bit of a longer road to recovery here. It does indicate that you're in a strong position. The chariot is coming from a place of, really strong, motivated. You have the ability to overcome these challenges, even though this might be something that's, kind of in around digestive issues for some of you. But regardless, it's still that energy of, I'm going to take charge of my health. I'm going to get back into a routine. There is a sense of some renewed energy here, although it's kind of back and forth a little bit here throughout the period of May to June, which is the period I'm reading for, May to June 2024, or whenever you find this. The other part of it is here is that this is, things that are accomplished, through a lot of perseverance. So this to me, in for especially because of all the other cards that are coming out here, it kind of gives me a sense that whatever you're recovering from has been very emotionally draining, physically draining. There's been a lot of other issues here that kind of speak to you maybe neglecting your health to a certain extent. So I feel like there is emotional healing, self care, all of those things that are coming up, which we'll get to from some of the other cards. But again, you're in this mode of, I'm going to, really apply myself. I'm very determined. I'm going to take control of whatever my obstacles were. And this card, of course, encourages you in that direction to face those challenges head on. So a lot of strength and perseverance and confidence that comes with, overcoming barriers. And that's what you have in this period, May to June. So you're not letting anything stand in your way. I feel like you're doing a lot of you've got the good, got the right mentality to sort of jump in and move forward. So the other part of it is here, the Five of Cups. Now, I got to tell you, there is a lot of cards here. There's some really good cards, but there's also a lot of cards of disappointment, sadness, feeling left out, all of that energy. The Five of Cups does feel like, even though you're still on the upper side of upper hand, you have the upper hand in things, it feels like there's been a lot of emotional issues here for you. This has been, over whatever the period is for you. And again, whenever you're finding this, I feel like there's a lot of healing and self-care that's going on. I feel like you're carrying a lot of emotional baggage. Maybe they're mourning the loss of something here. However it's impacting you, it just feels like your well-being has overall gone through a lot of issues around disappointment or sorrow over something from the past. There is a sense that you need to pay attention to those thoughts and feelings, of course, and how you speak to yourself, all of that, because it does help to support things, right? I feel like you're going through a period of sort of self inquiry and sort of figuring out what you need to work on. Okay, so then we get to, and I'll kind of reiterate all of this again here too, but for right now, I'm just kind of jumping in with sort of the generalities. So the Three of Cups, of course, is that card of there's a celebration up ahead here, I feel. And again, I know it's your birthday month, that kind of thing for a lot of you. So happy birthday. But again, with the Three of Cups and with, because it's coupled with all of this energy here, even though you're still kind of pushing ahead through this disappointing, sort of period in some way, the recovery is a longer one for you. But again, the Three of Cups does tell me that there is something here to look forward to. So again, there might be a social gathering or something here that's a little bit more engaging or celebratory. So that's something that's in the works here as well. So then we get to, and again, I'll reiterate everything, but so Five of Pentacles, of course, is that card of, feeling like there's, maybe for some of you, there has been some elements of disease or health problems, things that have really contributed to, you feeling like you've been left out of things, or that you've had some kind of, poverty or hardship or whatever that suffering is. But it's also kind of a sense that you're being your own enemy and not treating yourself with kindness as, maybe from the past. Oh, hi, Samar. I'm just reading your comment. I am fine. So just jumping in here, and how are you? But jumping in again with that Five of Pentacles, and I'll recapture all of this here again. But again, it just feels like there's a lot of things from the past here that are being worked through this month, and a lot of fives. You are going through some significant changes, I would say, here as well. So that Seven of Wands energy here also sort of points to you overcoming more challenges, still in the upper hand of things, still having the upper hand in things. But you're kind of maintaining that persevering mentality of, and actions. There's some actions here as well. But it's, I feel like you need to just persevere and be proactive. You know what I mean? That's how you're going to address these health issues, because I feel like the perseverance is there, but sometimes I feel like you're a little too overzealous in this period, May to June, and you might overexert. So I feel like you might take on too much. And so it's really a kind of a finding the balance. There's a lot of cards that also speak to finding that balance there as well. Thank you, Samar. But also, again, it's taking on too much, but it's still prioritizing your self-care. Just avoid spreading yourself too thin. And of course, on that note, we have the Devil card. So again, this could be also dealing with, I feel like it's more levels of exhaustion with the Devil card. The Five of Pentacles to me is also feeling like you just don't have the physical, you're not consistently feeling physically able to keep the steam up, that kind of thing, like keep the motivation going, because the devil also encompasses things like addiction or depression, mental health issues, all of that. Usually when I see the moon card, that's sort of more along that line, but again, it's still kind of, obsessing a little bit here and bound to something that you don't feel like you have full control over. Again, you're persevering, but the Five of Pentacles tells me that it's something there physically that's kind of holding you back. You're bound to, again, it's something that leaves you feeling like you don't have full control over the scenario. Again, I'll recapture all of this here again in a second. We also have the card of the Knight of Wands. So there, again, there's a lot of energy of you pushing through something. So I feel like you have some level of vitality. It certainly is coming through on the mental scale of things. And it's like you push through and then you're exhausted. It's that kind of energy. So there's still enthusiasm for something here that I feel is also coming in from the past. So there's a certain level of vitality that shows up, but then it's like you push yourself too hard, too far, and that's just kind of a caution to avoid doing that, because when you push through and rush through, that's also a space of creating injuries. Yeah, I'll do that at the end here for you, Samar, for sure. Okay, so the Page of Wands. Um, Again, this is still good news. Like it is still, and also Aries, Leo, Sagittarius might be coming through here as well for some of you, or have some kind of resonate for you. But the other part of it is I feel like you're a little bit more extroverted in this period now, even though there's a certain sense of feeling down in some way. Again, maybe not enough, feeling like you're just not enough, not measuring up in some scale. But there's also that element with the Six of Cups following with that Page of Wands, that there is something good that's coming through here to tell me that, you have more excitability for something that's related around the past. Again, there could be something coming through that's celebratory that's related around the past also, but I still feel like there is a level of showing more compassion. Um, the only thing is that devil energy, it's almost like maybe not treating yourself with that same compassion, or at least there's a lot of, like, it could be a lot of still negative cycle, negative, focus, negative um emotion or something there. I don't even know if I feel like it's emotion. It's almost like it's self-talk. But the Six of Cups, like I said, there's something here that's a little more positive, that's lingering, something from the past that is helping you to, it might be that you need the assistance or someone from the past needs your assistance here as well. It's kind of a charitable giving card in some respects here as well, but it's a card of support. And again, I feel like there's been some stress or illness or something that you just need to kind of pull back and kind of simplify. And there's comfort here in something that's from the past. Now, okay, so maybe we'll just kind of recap that again here as well. Um, so again, when we talk about the Chariot, that is that energy. And hi, sorry, I was just reading the comment there for NTH. Sorry, is that what that is? I can't really quite read, but yes, I will do a card for you too after we had this one through. But again, like the Chariot, even in terms of health, and again, that's the major one out here. So I just want you to know that, the big card out here, Cancer sign, definitely is coming through here as something prevalent as well. But I feel like you just need to have a lot of self-discipline to get through this. You're in a period of creating your own destiny in some regard, but also getting through whatever you need to get through is going to require some self-discipline. Preventative medicine also comes through with, like preventative medicine doesn't have to be actual, vitamins, although I am somebody who strongly believes in a lot of that stuff. Although, exercise some caution, do some research. There was something I remember seeing on a TikTok or something where some girl had followed up with some health guru and she had actually ingested, what was it? It was, I think it was turmeric with, I think it was something to do with a diet or whatever, turmeric and orange. And I guess she burned the esophagus of the throat. So, I mean, take everything in moderation, build up to it. Your body has to build a certain tolerance for things. So, anyway, just be mindful of those things out there. But do your research, and like I said, preventative is really what this card speaks to. It also indicates there's something here about a chronic health problem, and again, it's take it easy, slow it down, don't overexert. It's you taking more of a positive role in, and controlling things, taking a look at the things that bother you physically. But whatever it is with a chronic health problem, it does feel like it's something here that's improving either way. So I wouldn't obsess about it. Something like that there. Okay, and again, with the Five of Cups, because you've got two fives here, it's a pretty significant indicator that there's something to change here. I mean, the fives are definitely indicators that you are making some significant changes here, because there's progress, there's adjustments. This is the challenge for you, is to, realize that these things too shall pass. But the Five of Cups is, I'm sad, or I've been disappointed in some element of my life, emotionally, but also physically, I've been disappointed. And so it's almost a sense of, you're understanding that you've gone through some kind of significant setback here. And it's, maybe cut off your feeling to a certain extent, because further out here, there's a Two of Swords energy. But, it's also a card of, I'm immersed in my emotional state here. I'm, completely absorbed in this, you know, feeling of, I'm picking up the pieces. Like, I'm quite disappointed. I'm saddened here. So there's something here about, everything is not burned in the situation. You know, you still have 3 cups over here sort of standing. You are adjusting, you're accommodating for whatever the situation is, whatever that emotional loss was. You know, there is that seed of hope. Things are salvageable here, so you can look forward to things. It's just this is personally how you're feeling. It doesn't mean that that is, you know, how things will, you know, show up here further out. But again, even in terms of health, it's harboring those old grievances and dwelling on the past and whatever the sadness was. So again, it's you having to kind of cut yourself off from the old emotional story that you're telling yourself, because those kinds of things actually do create diseases in the body. So just be aware of that. You need to help, you know, find a way to resolve some of those problems. And again, there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos out there, and I mentioned it in previous videos. There's a guy called The Gamer. He's a Harvard psychiatrist, really down to earth, easy going, claims he's got ADHD and all of that. I totally get him. But anyway, I mean, he's really interesting to listen to. And like I said, he just tells it like it is. He doesn't make anything too convoluted. It's very straightforward to, you know, just get words of advice when you need it. And different topics, whatever it is for you that, might be able to help you to cope better with some of these areas. Anyway, regardless of that, it is still you dealing with some emotional issues here and some things that have let you down. The fact that we've got the 3 of Cups as well in here, it does sort of speak to some kind of a celebration of some sort. And again, that might be something that helps you to heal. So this could be, you know, a healing group of people, healing support in, you know, family, because I did see the 10 of Cups card out there as well, further out. But anyway, it does still feel like, you know, you're healing something here. And through the demonstration of support, you know, through this group or whatever, it feels like it's helping to, you know, lift you in some way. So again, these old wounds are starting to heal and allow you to move forward in your life. So there's still something here in terms of health that you really have to, um, and it might be something in around autumn that really before things really start to turn around. But I feel like you're starting to be happier with the results, so you're cutting down on, you know, things that you might have been indulging on. You know, again, there's a recovery here, from illnesses, and maybe there's some kind of a relief in, you know, testing coming through, something like that. But either way, you're happy with the results. So there is something here about a group interaction that's assisting with that. Okay, getting right into last cards out there again. So again, with the 6 of Cups, something from the past is still coming through. You have a lot of emotional areas here that are sort of, an aspect that you're dealing with. And again, this could be also dealing with inner child wounds as well. But I still feel like whatever it is here, it is still around childhood issues. It could be in around children as well. But mostly to me, it really feels like, old old memories, old history, something where you're connected to something here that is from the childhood. Like it's a nostalgic kind of feel here. Could be a child though, actually, now that I say that, because that Page of Wands does represent somebody who's a little bit younger here, not absolute like 5-year-old necessarily. I feel like it's a little older than that. But either way, it's good news is coming through. And again, because it's the 6 of Cups followed by the Page of Wands, somebody who's got a youthful sort of mindset, there's a lot of energy here. But again, I still feel like you are pushing yourself and then you're sort of paying the price a little bit later here. But again, there's that sense with the 6 of Cups of, at least something here is coming through that is, kind of a protective element, you know. And again, it's something from the past, could be you and your thoughts around the past or children, something along that line. But there's kind of a happy group event. So whether it's family event or whatever, it's something here that helps to kind of, rejuvenate you in some way. So again, in terms of health, because this first part of it is, you know, where I'm sort of geared with that, but it does sort of speak to, you know, something coming through around, you know, medical record or something here that, you know, helps to give you some peace of mind and helps you to see that there is, you know, something that you can kind of work with. I'm not saying everything is completely resolved, but, you know, if it's something that's quite serious, it would be something that's kind of going into remission. If it's something that is, been very chronic, I feel like it's kind of under your nose how to sort of fix it and go forward. So again, even with the Page of Wands, I still feel like that energy, it could be dealing with a younger person here as well, but the Page of Wands still feels like, you need to make some changes here in terms of your lifestyle, either way. So, again, it's looking at your diet, it's looking at, your exercise and physical health all around. So, but it's also paying attention to every time you get a cue of, I've got, something I'm craving, look it up, see if what you're craving has anything to do with a, vitamin deficiency or a mineral deficiency or whatever. Because if you're consistently craving something, I actually, I'll just sort of throw this out here too. I actually deal with some things with my mother's health, actually. And even with that, I noticed that I had gone into a store and the woman was a nurse, but she's also deals with vitamins and all of that. And she's also got a background with that. So, certification. But it was interesting because my mom was constantly craving calcium. And it was interesting because she said when you're constantly craving calcium, obviously the bones and all of those things are affected, but it was actually more that, she said kidneys were affected because there's not enough absorption. The body's not absorbing that properly. That's why there's so much of it. So it looks like there's something else there that needs to be added, enable for the calcium to be absorbed. Anyway, just something to consider. So, like I say, not a doctor, but do some exploration, because when you get enough information and you do the research, you start to see connections. Anyway, on to the next thing. Okay, so I just feel like with that Page of Wands, you're combining things together, and paying attention to subtle little cues which help you to, kind of figure things out, and kind of wake up from whatever it is that you couldn't see before. But anyway, we're on to the Knight of Wands now. So Knights, like I say, it's kind of a fast action sort of card here. But the Knight of Wands does indicate that's kind of a, I'm charging forward sort of energy, but it's almost like I said before, you're exhausting yourself and then you sort of pay the price. So there's this great quick movement, a lot of energizing sort of feel towards something. But again, it's still a nagging problem that arises again. But again, it's still, going in the right direction, but again, there's something still here about trying to control some of the physical outbursts, like just try to moderate things because there's just too much energy of fiery sort of movements and enthusiasm, but then, you kind of pull back. Okay, and then we've got the other ones, which are sort of your money cards. So we'll get into that part here. So in terms of money, I mean, the Magician, of course, is that card of I am getting right into, so I'm almost done. I've just got three other little aspects. So these two sections will be around money. The Magician and the Six of Swords. Now, the Magician feels like you have been disappointed in something you were trying to manifest. Again, could be Gemini, Virgo energy here as well. But I feel like, you're still, again, in the right frame of mind in terms of, maybe not feeling great about yourself, but your mindset is still moving in the right direction. So again, I feel like you're trying to recover from something. And again, it could be a physical health thing, could be emotional, all of those things, but it feels like a lot of this is recovery, and trying to rebuild in some way. So again, this is willpower as much as the Chariot is. This is that energy of momentum, that you are trying to bring, things that you're trying to bridge that gap, as they say, between matter, and the dream, right? So you're taking things from the dream world or dream sphere, and that's a really powerful card, meaning you have some really good ideas, you have some really interesting things that you want to make happen, but now you have to bring it back down into the practical because you have been disappointed in with whatever it is that you've been putting out. Something didn't quite take hold or whatever, and so you're trying to put some distance behind you with this area. um, Hi, six and done. I'll see what I can do, guys. I'll just take a few questions at the end here for sure. But again, the Magician does tell me that, this is something about, there's some old wounds here. Something is kind of resurfaced, some kind of, disappointment here, and you're making that transition through that space right now. So again, you have the tools to make things still happen. You have some willpower, behind you, but you're also going through a powerful emotional healing state. And that's part of the reason why you're kind of stepping back and, kind of back and forth, I think, in this space, in this energy. So, but yeah, anyway, either way, I just feel like the Magician is still somebody who has, really good control of their outlook, you still have a lot of things that you can make happen. You just have to do a little bit of healing here, because there's something here that kind of speaks to a certain level of brilliance. The magician doesn't just pop up. I mean, this is where you have have something that you wanted, a dream that you wanted to turn into a reality. So this is something that has a sense of synchronistic kind of energy. This is where you have the power to invent solutions. This is where you have that power to pursue a goal and be charismatic. Like, you actually, because that Knight of Wands energy is in there too, it's like you have this style about you. So I feel like you have realized the potential in something, and it's almost like you need to recapture it, because the Six of Swords energy didn't quite pan out the way that maybe you had expected it to. But again, there's still a lot of really good energy here. So I would say that just keep pushing through, like I said, because your finances, I feel, can really improve here when you actually start putting this into the practical, because you're going through a period of emotional healing. And so maybe you didn't have your full power to kind of manifest something. You have the ability to do it here, but the wish didn't quite come through as, maybe expected here, when I see that Six of Swords energy. So something didn't quite empower you exactly. So Six of Swords is a transitional card. Doesn't mean you won't get it. It just means the timing isn't right now. So again, swords is something that is that energy of moving forward with something, but it's also kind of, like I said, putting some distance between something here, because it's a card of being at a bit of a distance. For some of you, this could be distance from the dream, like something like that there, because the swords are definitely all about your thinking. And, normally I would say, whatever this was, I feel like you're kind of breaking away from it in some way. So it's almost like you need to kind of release something here, or create some distance between it before you can kind of move forward. But I just feel like you're going away from the problem, the difficulty. In other words, you're at some kind of a turning point, and the situation is going to improve. Hi, sorry, Shandini. I'm just reading. I'll try to answer a few questions at the ends for sure. But I'll do the general. So again, when it's a general read, some of it may apply, because it's not specific to any one person, and other elements will not. But either way, I feel like you're at a turning point, and the situation is going to be kind of moving forward or improving in some way, because you're being pushed into a new direction here. The only thing I feel that's still kind of, maybe holding you in place to a certain extent, is that there's something here about, again, you've had delays and setbacks, but it's almost like you're a little bit confused, or you're trying to figure out your options, or there's something here about, the something, um it's almost like you're not quite sure, and you're trying to restructure something. Maybe because there was a setback or something here, this feels like you're in that space of trying to figure it out again. And again, you're kind of in that mode of, what are my options? There's a lot of cups energy here. So I'm going to say, because the seven is here, I mean, it's almost a sense of, you're trying to keep your options open, but there's something here about, because seven is really that lucky kind of number here as well, or at least, threes and sevens and nines to me kind of fall into that category. But there's almost like you're in decision mode. So I feel like you're trying to figure out, what are my best options before you kind of move forward here. Because the Two of Wands is, you're just about to figure out your next move, or figure out your next game changer here. Like, you're trying to pick one of the alternatives here. So there is, a level of confusion here, or indecision, and then you'll be able to move forward here with a sense of purpose once you kind of commit to something. But again, part of this feels like this could be because there's so much emotional sort of, um, emotional healing, that you're kind of vacillating a little bit here. So it's kind of that energy. But I do feel like you are just about at the precipice of something here. So this is May to June. Again, some of you, it might be a little further out, but there is still something here that kind of speaks to just you know, been a little bit discontented with some things and some disappointments. And again, I just feel like you're kind of still in the right headspace though about it. So I feel like whatever the conditions were, the fact is you're at the Two of Wands. So you're rebuilding here again. You're kind of getting yourself back out there with more structure, I would say, or at least you're really looking at your resources. I don't really quite see the structure cards here yet, but I would say that's probably up ahead, because the Two of Wands means there is going to be something that helps you. You know, there is some kind of ship coming in, or there is some kind of success here up ahead, but like you're moving in the right direction with the Two of Wands. So again, I still feel like there's cards of good news, that some, you know, that you're waiting on results of something. There's a few cards of waiting here. So again, you might be in this period of some self-doubt, but you're trying to figure your way through it anyway. You haven't quite made a decision yet. Okay, and then the last cards out here in terms of money. And again, the queens are very receptive, not feeling incredibly empowered, but knowing that you have some resources available to you. So I feel like you're in that space of I'm comfortable, I'm dependable, or, you know, I'm looking at the things that can help me out in a situation. I'm looking at the things that help me to stabilize and move forward. So you want to build on your achievements is really what I see here. And this is not an impulsive energy. I feel like in terms of your physicality, you're kind of trying to push yourself too soon. But in terms of your moves and around money, I feel like this is, I'm not doing anything impulsive. I'm just going to build a strategy and then move forward. So I feel like this is that energy of what practical moves can I make to, um, you know, to get things moving. The other part of it is there's something here with the Page of Cups that's good news that's coming in. So I feel like this is something in around, you know, again, this could be around a younger person here as well, but it's emotionally making you feel more content, because it does enter in with a new level of excitement or a little bit more, you know, energy around it. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but it's expanding. So money, resources, those kinds of things are starting to expand. So you got a little bit of good news, which is kind of an upward swing here in May to June, where something is expanding around the resources. And that is something that helps you to feel a little more positive around a situation. And especially too, because this is around money and Ten of Pentacles. This is something that I feel like you're invested in to a certain extent. So this is something that's a little bit more of, has a lot of meaning to it. Ten of Pentacles, again, this could be something around, you know, it's the right time for something here as well, moving in the right, or being nudged in the right direction with that Page of Cups energy. But tens are definitely transition and a completion, sort of more of a whole feeling. So it's preparing for something that has more of an enduring kind of feel. So again, whether this is some kind of, you know, financial security that's up ahead, it just feels like there is more that's kind of elevating you in some way. So there's something here that is more positive looking, that is going to help you to expand your finances and expand something around, possibly family or getting help from family. I'm not sure, but either way, there's something here that has more importance around making it, you know, feeling like you've made it in some way, because it is a card of establishing something. So it's just beneath the surface, whatever this is. But you're getting a little bit of news or communication, May to June area here, that there is something that's going to be helpful to you, which will help you to feel more stable. So that's what I would say there. But yeah, something here of a little bit more to look forward to that has more longevity in terms of your finances. And that's actually could be something that you've invested in, or again, could be actual family that's backing you in some way here. I'm not saying it's a full, it's more like, I'm not saying it's a full, oh my God, you're a millionaire kind of feel, but it feels like, you know, the resources is somehow assisted to you, you're being assisted in some way by family. Okay, last card's out. I'll just quit talking. All right. So like I said, the Two of Swords tells me that you were in that space. Actually, I just want to kind of, before I go right back into that, with that Queen of Pentacles, and again, Page of Cups and Ten of Pentacles, there's just one more thing I wanted to add. This could also represent a nurturing person around you that has very grounded, practical sort of energy that they're stable around how they manage resources, and that helps things to keep things secure. But there's also a sense of exploring things emotionally in a smaller way here. And of course, this could also be being a little bit more creative with the potential for something, or believing in the potential of something here as well. But you're still staying grounded around the finances and the money. So I would say you're exploring practical ways to achieve something that has an enduring, long term, really good money sense. So it's something like that as well. But again, Page of Pentacles is still that sense of, got a sense of wonderment. Could also be dealing with a person, like I said, that's got a lot of excitement and kind of youthful energy here. But it's dealing with generational wealth here with that 10 of Pentacles. And it's definitely comfort and abundance on some level, but it might be a little further out here because you're getting news of it, but there's nothing that is, fully solid yet, but it does seem to be around long-term wealth. So it's managing the resources and finding a good balance in how to implement things in a practical way so that it eventually makes you some really good money here. So it's more long-lasting relationships, family life, money. It's doing great things. So now we're into the final cards here. So we get to the Two of Swords. And this is the final cards out. Two of Swords is about, being influenced by things outside of yourself. Because it's almost like there's an imbalance here between your heart and your mind. You are considering all the options with that Seven of Cups card previously, but you're still facing some kind of crossroads with the Two of Swords. So again, it's like you just can't figure out things between the logic and the emotion. You need to create more balance between that, and that will be by putting, take the heart motivated project or whatever, for example, and put that into the practical in a small way and see where it roots, and see how it starts to grow. Because those, again, you're considering all the options, but again, you're still at some kind of a crossroads here. And you need to create more balance between your logic and your emotions. Don't swing too far down one way or the other, because you want to balance it out always with practical decisions. So again, it feels like you're a bit stymied. You're in that process of about to make a decision here with the Two of Swords to create something or make a decision on something that, has value to you. But again, um, it just feels like you're breaking away from something that, you were kind of stuck by. You're ready to make a decision here. You're really willing to put some kind of emotion back into something with the Knight of Cups. There's almost like more positive communication. There's a better path to take here. You were sitting at a fork in the road, and now you're not in that stalemate energy, because there's more of a willingness to choose something that is more heart-based. The Knight of Cups, like I said, is that energy of, I'm willing to step forward and I don't want to say take, it's I don't want to say, it's not a risk energy, the way I'm seeing it. The Knight of Cups energy is really one of, I'm extending myself in a heart, from the heart. I'm extending something from the heart. Um, or maybe someone else is, but I would say this is you, because there's something here that kind of speaks to a rapid development emotionally. So again, I feel like the focus is on emotion for a good part of this read. And it feels like you are looking for a new kind of experience, something that's going to change your path, that is going to be approached in a practical way. But you're looking for your happiness, is what I see here. You're really looking for the happiness. And I could jest and say everybody's looking for their happiness, but for you, emotional happiness is something that kind of looks like it's evading you. And I feel like you are now trying to restructure things so that you can gain more of a practical approach to your responsibilities, and, do things from a space of, trying to do things that, kind of bring you more joy. You want to be in a situation that brings you more joy in this May to June sort of period. So, like I said, I feel like you're in that space where you're about to make a decision, but you're also in kind of looking at all of the things around you and looking at the things, looking for a way to bring more joy back into your life. And again, even with the Ten of Cups, this looks like it's around family. And it feels like that is also some rapid news that could be coming through here as well that's in around family. Because the Ten of Cups is telling me that you have a lot of family support. Again, whoever family is for you, but I do feel like you got 10 of Pentacles, you've got 10 of Cups. There's a lot of really good energy here that is supportive around your family structure. Very stable energy, and this is where the good news is coming from. So I feel like things are really working together to kind of bring something about. So whatever this is for you, those are some of your resources. Trust your luck to some extent for sure, because 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, I mean, I actually am seeing that as something very fortuitous, but there's a lot of feelings, a lot of feeling like you've got a strong foundation, you have, a good personal vision here. And I feel like the changes that you're bringing in will benefit things on a whole for the family. The Eight of Cups, uh, because the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles are more cards of permanent, enduring happiness and harmony and prosperity, right? I mean, this is also, Eight of Cups kind of suggests that there's been some past difficulties that are sort of being put to the background. So there's vast improvement in some way emotionally for you, because the Eight of Cups is now in that space of, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to, put myself through a phase of, sadness emotionally. I'm going where I've been dissatisfied and disappointed. I'm actually going to look for a way to open up. That's what it feels like. And so it's not, running away. It's that space of, kind of just moving on from the things that emotionally were leaving you empty. So now you're in a space of, oh, actually, Eight of Swords, that's self-sabotaging. So maybe because that Eight of Cups is there, maybe you're going away from self-sabotaging energy. That's what that really feels like. It feels like you were sabotaging yourself. Something you were doing was really not to your credit. You were doing it to yourself. It wasn't something external. So, like I said, the Eight of Swords is that energy of I put myself in a situation to, that was harmful to me in some way. Nobody did it to me. It's, that energy of I couldn't really get out of something where I was imposing, like I was blocking myself, is really what that is. It's, again, whoever this resonates for, it was that energy of I wasn't making the right choices because I was being triggered. Because it's like emperors, if you were back in the emperor position, that means you were triggered and things were out of control before. So it's almost like you were thinking the worst and dealing with the worst emotions or the worst parts of yourself. And it's almost like deep down you knew this, but now it's kind of moved into a space of I'm getting back on track. Hi, Scorpio. But yeah, it's like you're getting back on track here because you're moving away from that energy here. The Emperor tells me that whatever you were holding yourself back with, restricting those emotions and all of that, you were trapped by your own mental confusion is really what that is, and feeling powerless. But in actual fact, I feel like you're making changes that will now benefit your life, because the Emperor is that energy of I'm moving forward. I've got more, more of a focus around family matters, more of a focus around committing to things that will keep me safe, because the Emperor is keeping order in your life, making decisions that are based on calculated steps to goals. Aries energy might be present here too, but it's calm, cool, collected as well, and it's established sort of energy here. So I feel like things before, like I said, were leaving you were doing it to yourself, but But this is that energy of finally putting some plans into action so that they can successfully carry out. So I feel like you're creating more of a home base, more of a focused intention, not reckless energy. This is really that sign of I'm going to take leadership, ownership of my own energy, my own thoughts, and I'm going to use logic and reasoning to really get things done now. So I'm implementing a strategy and I'm following the steps, plan into action. So again, some of you, um, I don't see specifically any job or anything really right up ahead. It's almost like whatever it is you are putting some plans behind it, whatever that is, but it's very traditional, whatever this is. It's traditional and, really feeling much more focused. Anyway, that's what I've got there. Okay, so I'll take a couple of questions before I head it out. So what do we have here, guys? Okay, so let's see. I'll go back. Okay, Samar. Yeah, so go ahead. What was your question, Samar? Let me just see what else. I'm sorry, I'm just reading what else I've got there too. Oh, and Shandini. Okay. Your question is, what course of option shall I opt for, finance or technology? Okay, I don't know if I know the technology, how that would represent. Okay, let's just check it out. Okay, Shandini. Finance or technology for Shandini? Finance or technology? It's not really giving me a definitive answer here because I do see the World card as technology, but what's the World card? What is the Two of Pentacles? What's coming in quick? I think either way you would have abundance in either one. I do feel like with the finance, I think it looks like, okay, this is my take on it. I would say with the finance part of it, I think you have two good options here. Finance tells me there's going to be more of a rapid abundance with that one for you. And I'm not sure what element or area of finance that would be related in this situation. In terms of technology, and it would be something more global, I feel like you're going to have to work at it. It would be more of a long process for whatever it is you're trying to do. So I'm not saying that either path is, because both of them show me that there's a lot of there's strong success in both. But I feel like the finance part of it feels like there is more quicker abundance, like quicker money that comes through. Whereas going the route of technology, it feels like you have to really invest yourself in that one. And what else do we have here? Okay, 6 and done. Should I follow my heart or my head? Okay. Testing for 6 and done. Heart or head? Ooh. Okay, well, that one's kind of a weird one. Let's see. Why the Three of Swords? Why the Nine of Swords? And the Queen of Wands? Heart or head? Okay, well, I was just going to say what I see here for you, 6 and done. I feel like you are really, I mean, even if you wanted to go for your heart, which is what I see here, I feel like you are going to go for your heart. And I feel like there is a conquering energy around it. And I feel like there's abundance. I feel like there's something emotionally, can be very good. However, On that note, I don't know why I'm picking this up, whether it's you or someone else, but could be a Libra energy, Gemini, air sign for sure, Aquarius. But there's a lot of resistance. I feel like there's heartbreak around there. I feel like there is a lot of extreme worry and stress about a situation. It's like you want to invest in this, and I feel like you will be, it actually does have a positive outcome, but you have massive concern, or somebody else does, about this situation. So I would say that yes, this would be your heart. But I feel like there's some issues for you to work through before you kind of, it feels like there's going to be a lot of things that you have to work through before it kind of gets to a point of resolve. But I definitely feel like, there's a lot of anxiety, like I said, but very positive cards here. A lot of defensiveness. So I don't know if there was cheating or something going on here, but this Three of Swords does tell me there's been some heartbreak around that scenario. Okay, what else do we have here? I was just reading your comment, Blue Squid. I won't repeat what you've written, but yeah. Okay, well, but I do find that amusing. But as far as I'm concerned, I think everybody, I don't know. I mean, everybody's got a level of stuff to work through. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think they're kind of fun cards. I don't know. I just needed something different, so I get bored. Okay, what else do we have here? No worries, Six and Done. Hopefully that helped you out. Shandini, one more reading on love life. Okay. What's happening for Shandini in love life? Oh, okay. Well, that one wanted to pop up. So, hi, Andrea. Hello. Okay. Well, as far as Shandini's, all the cards are coming out as really positive. It's like there's a new start. There's some kind of new energy here where there's more of a cooperation and working together. So I feel like something is changing there. There's like a second chance or some kind of new passion. Something's invigorated there. And I do feel like even with the Three of Pentacles, that's something along the lines of, upscaling it, up-leveling it, trying to improve it. So definitely all positive cards on that basis. What else do we have here? Still can't repeat your Blue Squid remark there, but that was hilarious. Right. And I do have a sick sense of humor sometimes. Anyway, okay, what else? Okay, NTH. I'm not sure what your question is. Okay, well, actually, I'll do Samar. Okay, what does Samar need to know? 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 Well, Samar, I'm not really sure what your specific question was, but I would say that whatever it is, something is really coming in very quickly for you. That indicates you're going to be moving in a direction that is something you've done before. So it's coming back around and you're getting another chance to go forward with it. So, I mean, the fact that it's the Fool 2.0, the regular Fool is something of a new path, but the Fool 2.0 is something you've done before. So I feel like, yeah, you got a second chance. Maybe this is deja vu stuff, whatever. Yeah, you've got something here that you're preparing to do again. And again, it's kind of familiar to you in some way. So I feel like you can trust the situation because this is going to be quickly expanding you. There's a lot of growth in it. And what else do we have here? Hello, Philosophy Hub. And what is your question? Oh, thank you, Six and Done. I appreciate it. Don't even worry about it. I appreciate any small donations. Or larger, whatever. I think that's great that you even, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. And Philosophy Hub, next action of, sorry, the next action? Like next action of a person or the next action you should take, Philosophy Hub? Sorry, next action of S? Okay, I'm going to assume that that's a person. What is the next action that S is going to take with Philosophy Hub? Ooh, okay. I don't like the Devil card, but what's the Devil card? What's the Hierophant? What's the Chariot? Judgment. Okay, well, I feel like you're dealing with an air sign for sure as well. Again, Aries, Libra, Sagittarius, or sorry, Aries. Oh my God, I don't know why I want to say those, but it's actually Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the Queen of Swords energy here. But the Devil is next to it. So I almost have a funny feeling here that there's been some kind of toxic communication or something here, but I still feel like this is a go. I feel like there's kind of, you're moving in the direction of, I don't know, either, like, here's the thing. I mean, the Chariot can be somebody's moving in a, or making a decision to either move on or stay. The Empress does indicate to me that this is more of a positive. I feel like, you know, whatever the decision that they're making, whether this is you or someone else, it feels like it's going in the right direction, even though I feel like this scenario has been, or still is, there's some toxicity around it that's pretty significant. Or at least that you're bound to one another in a sick codependent sort of way. I don't mean that in a mean way. But on the upside, the fact that I see the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups, I feel like this is a really enduring bond. This is still somebody who's really committed to the situation. So I feel like it's still going forward, even though there's some big issues to kind of work through there, but it's like a codependency of some sort. But I do feel like this is, a strong, just going to ask one more question on that. Is this person departing or staying? Because to me, it feels like they're staying. They're still committed to the situation, even though there's something toxic around it. Is this person staying? They're making a decision about what? Well, it is a decision about staying or going, but I don't feel like they have made the decision yet. Could be dealing with a Cancer or water sign here also. But the fact that I've got the World card, I mean, it's maybe close to a decision of some sort. But I mean, the Hermit does tell me they're still in that mode. They're still thinking about it, whether it's you or somebody else. But it feels like there's energy around that. Oh, the next action of the Crush. Well, it feels like they're going to take action, but they're still debating. I don't know. The Devil can also represent a lot of not just toxicity, or codependency, but it can also be a lot of lust. There's a lot of passionate kind of sort of, but they're making a decision here that is going to be a yes. But like I said, I mean, in a positive, all of it's very positive, but there's a lot of energy still of, Devil can be very sexual, is what I would say there. But again, what I see, like, there's a lot of attraction. But I feel like this could be a very long-term commitment for you either way. Hermit energy still tells me that, and again, I still feel water sign, air sign mix. But I still feel like you're kind of a good match. Like, it's very kind of a good romantic sort of feel to it as well. Hermit is still, I feel like somebody is maybe more introverted than the other, but both very emotionally invested. Hermit energy is that energy of, I'm still thinking about how to approach you or how to deal with something. So again, there's like a lot of attraction with that Devil card for sure. But it's, again, it could lead to something that's, kind of very, very strong physical attraction is what I would say there. What else do we have? Andrea. Okay, I'm just reading the thing there. Okay, so Andrea, yours is... Okay, let's just see. You're welcome, Philosophy Hub. So yeah, let me know how it goes. But again, I still see yours as super positive, except for, like I said, that it's almost a decision anyway. You're pretty close to it, whatever it is. But let me know. You or somebody else is pretty close to making the decision. And what else? Andrea, anything about health? What's happening with health for Andrea? What's happening for health with Andrea? Okay, well, that's positive. Oh, good news for sure. Definitely something to celebrate. Okay. I don't know if you can see all of those, but actually, hold on a second. Let's just do it this way. Okay. As far as the Page of Pentacles go, oh, hi, Constant. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I know I might be a little ADHD, but either way, I need to slow down. Yeah, in my life as well, I'm sure. However, got to get things done. But I appreciate that. But the Page of Pentacles, like I said, that is still that energy of things moving in the right direction, especially in terms of health. It bodes well for you. So I would say that there's a couple of cards here, like I said, that really speak to things going in a great direction. You're going to hear some good news if it's in around health, like I said. Something's really going to make you happy here. So I don't know what's coming in, but either way, it's over the top kind of happiness. So just in terms of, like I say, overall health, it does speak to you getting a message, something that's really going to, it might even be around, again, because that card sort of speaks to things around knees, digestive system, neck, shoulders, whatever, something that the answers are there either way. So you've got something that's coming in. And of course, with the Nine of Cups, I mean, it's very good news. So, I mean, something that's just going to kind of put you through the roof here in terms of, how you feel about it. So, just in terms of health, like I say, I just feel like there's a lot of positive energy, and I definitely feel like it's something that is just going to, overwhelm you in a big way. The only thing is with the Page of, sorry, I was just reading comments. Okay, Constant. I'm not really sure I understand that part of what you've got there. I just keep busy, but I don't do, yeah, I just keep really busy because that's kind of who I am. Well, I mean, it's an addiction, I guess, to be busy, but I'm also, of that mindset that time is, I can't get as much done as I would like to get done. But, we're all trying to pursue goals and dreams and work and do different things. So I think you have to invest as much as you can in your own interests as well as in a position so that you actually do. Thanks, Andrea. Constant is tripping out. Yeah, I mean, anything could be an addiction, and people could be addicted to, exercise. People could be addicted to sugar, and I might be a little on that one too. But whatever, I'm not gonna, every life has a little bit of vice of some sort, right? So, anyway, I'm not gonna worry about all the stuff I can't control, but I am going to just do the things that I enjoy to do. But yeah, when we get to Four of Pentacles, like I said, I mean, that is kind of a holding back card, even though I still feel like, maybe you're not quite ready to get out there in terms of, something here. But Four of Pentacles kind of tells me that you're holding back. You feel like you're protected in some way, but it's like you're unable to let go of something. So I don't know what that is for you, but whatever it is, if it's, you repeating a pattern or something. You know, I'm not sure if it's related around relationships or finances or whatever, but you're kind of clinging to something that was the film familiar. But in terms of your health, or a belief about something, I just feel like you're clinging to something. And again, it feels like you just need to learn to let go of something here and able to kind of move forward. Three of Cups energy is, again, super celebratory, very good news coming in. Something is going to make you feel happy. Even in terms of your health, I just feel like you're happy with the results and really, really looking after yourself in the right ways. All right. You're a bit of a downer today. Right. So, cards are talking to you. Well, I'll take that into consideration. However, teach their own. Like the thing about tarot as well, like they do actually use it in psychology. It is used as a tool. And for a lot of reasons, I just want to throw this out there. Like, a lot of things in terms of divination, I mean, it's just the tool. The energy actually comes from the person. And I have to say, I do know, and I have gone to other psychics and that kind of thing, and people that do energy work. Like, so they actually are, like, I'll just say this, I'll just throw this out there. I actually have a ring that's really nondescript, and it actually was because objects hold energy. And whether you want to believe it or not, this is actually something that, the ring that I have is actually from my grandmother. And what was interesting is, she indicated that, she said this is a ring that's from your grandmother. It's a band. It's a band. It's very nondescript. So it's not something that you would say, oh my God, it's very olden day. And it's not that kind of thing. But I mean, it was interesting because, and I also had some things that occurred with, other psychics that had, indicated, that I had some psychic ability as well. As I say, a lot of people do. We all do. It's just whether it's developed or underdeveloped. And the other thing is it's also tapping into the subconscious or the unconscious. So the thing about energy is it is something we are made of energy. And if you do the footwork on that, you'll see it's actually true. We are not solid matter. So we're impacted by energy. That's when you walk into a room, you can feel the energy of the room. But the other part of it is too, is that, even with sort of the psychic connections, like I say, of people, I've had my own experiences with a lot of other things, sharing a dream with other people, which, some of these other people were not psychically inclined or had interest in any of this, or, and didn't even believe in it, but yet they saw me in their dream as I saw them in the dream, like all kinds of other, things that have occurred. So that's why I say, like, it's not, I don't want to be judgy, and I don't think other people should be judgy, because the whole point is, life sucks at a lot of times, and how do you get through? We're all here to kind of elevate each other on whatever ways we can. So, everybody's been touched by, you know, hardships in life. It's, and it doesn't matter again what your background is, whether, wealthy or poor, I mean, everybody's impacted on the same level. You know, what do they say? As you elevate, new levels, new devils, you know what I mean, so to speak. And I'm using that metaphorically and loosely, of course. But what I mean by that is, it's not that you don't have the pressures of finance. Your pressures go up. You have more finances available. So then you implement things in a more resourceful way, and you might be leaving yourself cash poor. So, like, there's lots of different scenarios here. But anyway, my point is that when it comes down to things around psychic network and all of that, until you have your own experience, or until you have, something that is relatable for you. And I've had, a lot of things, not just one thing. You won't really come to that realization until you kind of explore it for yourself. I'm just reading the messages there. Ah, thank you, Andrea. I appreciate you guys watching. All right, Constant. It seems like you're just bored. Oh, trying to help me. I think the person defensive here is not me. Just reading the comments there. Okay. And yeah, anyway, I was just going to throw in one last thing there. When it comes to, like I said, tarot has, an ability to reach out to people because it helps you to tap into some of the areas of your life that you might be thinking about, but you haven't really brought to the surface as well. So it's also, kind of looking at some of the areas of your life that untapped areas that we can sort of expand or explore. So, and I think the whole point of, or a good part of why we're all here, it's not just Earth's life lessons and all of that, is we're supposed to expand. We're supposed to, creatively expand and build a world that is better than it was before. So again, tool up, because that's really the only way we're going to get through. Life is hard enough. I know enough bullies out there that, I don't have any kindnesses for that kind of thing. So yeah, just reading the comment there. Everybody has their own personal truth. They're constant. So it's whatever you want to see. Aw, thanks, Andrea. You're so sweet. Okay, guys, I gotta over and out. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Things to do, places to go. So hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of insight, and we'll go from there. So keep moving forward, never give up.